Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Hello. Welcome to episode 4 of Short, Fat, and Balding, a podcast by Armchair Quarterbacks for Armchair Quarterbacks. I am Travis, one of 3 hosts who will be navigating you through sports debate for the next couple of hours. We also have Nieko.
Vertically challenged.
And James.
I have no hair.
Today we're going to talk the situation with Acuna Jr. and fans being absolutely buck wild at baseball games, the best sports nickname in history, and also the greatest athlete of all time. All that and a whole lot more on this week's episode of Short, Fat, and Balding. Okay, so now that we're all decently put together after that, Nico's still lost, but we're trying our best here. So yeah, Ronald Acuna Jr. the third. Esquire. He also is a lawyer. Did you guys see what happened?
The fans just wanted a hug.
Okay.
They wanted a hug. They wanted a picture.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest now. Now their picture's going to be hung up at the stadium.
As in, they are no longer allowed in the stadium.
Yeah, but you're looking at the minor details here.
That's a pretty major detail.
No, see, people kill for pictures with athletes. He gets a whole video. And he got hugged from security.
And he got hugged?
Hugged,
From
yes.
security. Yeah, well, I mean, they didn't do anything. I mean, one guy grabbed his ankles and just laid down on the ground like, oh, what are you doing here? Hold him stationary? Like,
so
these stadiums need to hire like Ray Lewis to just, you get anywhere near an athlete, it's done.
Are you near like a like a nuclear element, something radioactive?
Me?
No, James.
No.
Okay.
Why?
Huh.
Yeah.
You'll hear it. Anyways,
Oh,
so I was confused with your whole pitch here, James. Are you pro or anti people running on the
I mean,
field?
if you're gonna do it, do it. But I mean, like I'm a big fan of Darwinism.
That's my favorite Reddit.
Survival of the fittest?
Yeah, mostly play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Okay, so you're a fan of social Darwinism.
Yes.
Okay.
Where if you think it's a good idea to run onto a field and hug a man who could probably murder you with his bare hands, give it a shot.
Let's not get too out of hand here.
I was gonna say, James, he's a baseball player. He's not UFC.
Well, I'm thinking more like football players.
His
too,
hands
but,
aren't lethal weapons.
Yeah.
okay, but either way, an athlete who, let's be honest, if you're running on a field, chances are you're probably like short, drunk, and stupid, like somebody I know. Irrelevancy. If you're gonna do that, I mean, there's consequences for your actions. If somebody wants to do that, go ahead. Like, I mean, just don't get mad when you get body slammed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally. I am in the camp that there needs to be like uniformity in terms of like you need to know that the second you step foot in the field, like I don't care if you're 7 years old or you're 77 years old, you're catching a clothesline. Like you're going to the ground.
Oh, absolutely.
It needs to be non-negotiable. I don't really know why people get away with it to begin with. Like there's been I'm sure you guys can remember plenty of times where people just run around and then like casually walked off with security, like getting cheered by the crowd.
Yeah, and it seems to be more of a social norm when it comes to like on the soccer pitch.
Yeah, well, Europe is different. Like I don't know, people
Yeah,
like it's just a different culture. Like people have been doing that on the soccer pitch for years, decades, centuries probably. I don't fucking know how old soccer.
I mean, probably.
Sorry,
You
football.
know, you know what could end a lot of that if you just get a guard dog.
Or I was gonna say a sniper.
I mean,
Okay.
we're gonna be murdering people, like Jesus.
Oh yeah, because the dog's gonna be like so nice about it.
No, he's just a little nibble better than a 50 cal through the chest.
I mean, I would rather take the instant death of the 50
Yeah,
cal through the chest.
let's just vaporize people if they
Yeah,
run
I
onto
would
the
much
field.
prefer to be vaporized than to die of a slow infection because of the sepsis in the dog's mouth.
I mean, let's be honest here. Which
hold
one's more
hold
traumatic?
hold on.
Take your kid to the
I've
ball game and watch some man get his head vaporized. Like,
I've
no.
personally
I mean, we're
been
living in a
bitten by a
dystopia
dog, and I'm
anyways.
still here.
Nico, getting bit by
Come
a
on.
fucking chihuahua doesn't count.
It was a
Yeah.
fucking boxer, asshat.
Okay, why is the boxer biting you? You should be fighting. What'd you do? Fight? You
What?
just fight Tyson?
No.
Listen.
What?
Hey, listen. Chicago, I'm talking to you. There should be no guns in ball stadiums, okay?
Well,
Kids go there to escape school, not relive it.
I guess.
Wow.
So, oh, that's a second time. That's
We're
two
just
times.
jumping.
That's back-to-back weeks, folks. Back-to-back weeks. It's a problem. It needs to be fixed.
I agree. But
Look, James or
Never mind, Nico. You know what? You stay over there. You drink your alcohol. Okay.
I will.
fucking boozy. Anyways.
I
Trav, I hope you're ready to cut a bunch of
shit.
shit. Here's the thing. What those security guards did was literally nothing. I would feel not afraid at all to run on that field with that security team they have there.
Are we talking about Atlanta or Chicago? Because Chicago happened in the stands.
No, I'm
We're
not
talking
going
about
to
Atlanta.
Chicago.
We're talking about Atlanta. We're still talking. Well, it was actually Colorado because it was a road game.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a road game.
Which,
Yeah,
like,
either way.
and when you put it into that context, like the Rockies fans have to entertain themselves somehow. So I guess running on the field is like more exciting than watching the Rockies. But you know,
I'm not gonna lie to you, it makes sense though, because the whole like idea of running onto a field and trying to, I'm assuming, was he trying to hug Acuna? Was that what he was doing?
He was
Yeah.
trying to hug Acuna and take a selfie. Yeah.
Okay,
That was
so that whole thing sounds like a idea. Like you're just sitting there, you're like, you know, it'd be really funny, and then somebody's like, do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're mixing drugs and alcohol. What did you think was going to happen?
It's almost like security kind of let it happen at first, though. If you look back at the video, like
That security team,
and then one guy just kind of hugged him around the ankles. Like he
Yeah.
got it. He got what he wanted.
oh, absolutely. And yeah, he never gets to go to. He can't go into the Rocky Stadium ever again. So it's a win-win for him.
He might not even be allowed back at the Brave Stadium.
Okay, well, it happened in Colorado. I don't think it has anything to do with the Braves, there, pal.
I mean, I think it should be.
Stadium.
I think if you're gonna do it, it should be a league-wide ban. I don't think it should.
I think it should be anywhere where the team plays,
It should
and
be,
especially the home park.
It should be a whole ass fuck around and find out.
Right.
So let me ask you.
Ask me.
Who?
The chance, either one of you. It's just general, both of you. You have the opportunity to run on the field and hug Aaron Judge, but it means you're never going to be able to go to a pro baseball game again. Are you doing it?
No.
Yes.
Wow. The one with the drinking problem said no. Did not see that coming.
Don't have a problem.
Okay. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the grand scheme of things, is it worth it? Absolutely. I mean, especially if that security details like that. No, afterwards, that video's forever. People are like, oh yeah, look, I took a picture with Aaron Judge. It's like, cool. I ran out and hugged the man. I mean, New York security might be a little different, probably a little more aggressive, but
New York security is a lot different.
yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it.
Right.
I mean, I get wanting to hug the star player of your favorite team. I get it. But to never go witness the roar of your home team, like
I don't live close enough to care.
Yeah.
it's a day trip.
Yeah,
You
it's
want me to go?
still a whole ass day. It's far enough away where I've only gone to a couple.
I mean,
He's
I
got
only went
family
to
in
my
the
first
city,
one
so
this year.
Right. You what?
and I said he's got family in the city. So
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like if it's genuinely I don't I mean that's like if you're sitting first row at a ball game and a ball's coming to you, are you reaching over the fence and grabbing that ball? Yeah.
Like that kid at the Dodgers game.
Yeah. Like he's getting kicked out.
Yeah,
Get to
but you're
keep the
not gonna
ball.
get banned for that. That's just being a dork. Like if you go try
You
to
get
Yeah.
kicked
chase
out for
down
the
a
game,
player,
like
like you're getting banned.
Yeah, but
right.
I was talking more in like the terms of like being like what were you saying? Publicly embarrassed? Is that where you were kind of correlating it to, Nico?
Not like public embarrassment, more so is the fact that you'll never get to go watch your favorite team play ever again.
Oh my god, it's like they're not on TV. Like,
Right, but
you know what I'm saying?
watching on TV versus seeing it live in person is a whole different ballgame.
I see your argument.
And
I
it
just
took me going to my first professional hockey game to realize the difference between the two.
Between baseball and hockey?
No, between like seeing it on TV versus like
Oh,
actually being there and
I was
witnessing it.
like, dude, we got you got stuff to work out.
No,
shows up to MSG. Where's home plate?
no,
Like
no. But
these
it, it
fences
it
seem a little short.
it really did take me actually going to see my favorite hockey team for the first time in person to realize the difference between seeing it on TV and witnessing everything live.
I mean, I see your argument, but like worth it at the end of the day. I mean, steal a batting glove, make it worth the trip.
Yeah, but then you're getting charged with theft.
Right.
I don't give a shit. Dude, you can sell the batting glove on eBay and make more. You pay your fine and a little bit. Like it's a batting glove. $40.
It's $40 to you and I, yeah, sure.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. I mean, there's probably jail time and court fees,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, you're gonna.
but
I mean, unless it's like a major event, like if you
let
jump
me
onto
ask you
the
a
field
question.
and like steal the bat that you know Judge hits his 600th home run with, then like you're beat.
Trev, let me ask you this. Last year's Super Bowl,
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is just standing on the sideline. Is it worth it to you to jump over and give Jalen a hug?
No.
Fuck yeah.
No, it's not.
There's nothing worth it about that.
No, not to
Why
mention,
why not?
the football stadiums. They're like it's like 10 feet down there. I'm gonna
Well,
break a knee.
you're gonna break a whole lot more than a knee, but that's not the point. I'm saying
I don't like your tone.
are you done?
You're saying
Mom?
it's worth it to just like fuck it all. Like I would totally do that with baseball. I just don't fucking like care enough. Like I love baseball. Don't get me wrong. It's my first love and all that stuff. But like I don't get enough of a rise out of even going to the game. Like maybe like I'd miss it if like I was close enough to like go to like an October game. But like
Yeah.
regular season games, most of the times when I go, I'm just like chatting with buddies and then like reacting to the crowd. Like if there's a home run, I'm like, whoa, like it's mostly just a hangout. Like if I could pay to be standing like in an area where it was like standing tables and just drink beers and chat with like a baseball game in the background, I would do that every time. So that's not something that I necessarily would view as like a major loss to my life. Whereas like football and hockey are such electric environments in the regular season that it never being able to go to a game again wouldn't be worth it to me.
That's fair.
Like if I couldn't walk into a hockey arena for the rest of my life, I'd probably just call it a day.
That took a dark turn.
I mean, I get where he's coming from.
Let's bring it back to the light here. Yeah, I don't really know where to go from there.
Oh, I know where we're gonna go from here.
Oh God, probably to a pub. What do you got, Nico?
No, I was just gonna say, speaking of people running onto their respective field, did you see the guy that like ran out onto the soccer field from the stands, faked an injury just so his girlfriend would come down so he could propose to her?
No, but that's awesome.
That's great. Like he jumped up, flopped, and everything,
Damn.
So
and then laid there for a good 5 minutes while she came down from the stands.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were gonna say talking about running away, and I was like, "Oh, we're not gonna talk about my dad." But
It's really
Your
hard to
dad-
understand
Your
you
dad's been
through
gone for 30 years.
It's really hard to understand you because you're talking through like a 2002 LG chocolate. So
First of all, don't shit on the chocolate. That was one of my favorite phones I've ever had. And two, somebody didn't bring me the mic today. So
You told me not to come over.
I said we can't go in the garage because there's a fucking skunk underneath it.
That still didn't tell me, hey, yeah, come by real quick.
I feel like we need to see couples
wait,
therapist.
Nico, how long have you been home?
Today?
Yeah,
no, last week.
About 2 hours.
about 2 hours. And James, where do you live again?
You want my like exact
no,
address?
just the street.
You know, Social security number?
Yeah,
Mohawk.
Mohawk.
Yeah.
I don't know where that is.
Superior.
Oh, it's off
It's
Superior.
off Superior.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I was gonna say if you were near enough to Nico, you could just swing by, but no,
We're doxing ourselves right now, but it's
whatever, dude. Come to our fucking tiny little town and fuck with us. Fine, go ahead.
fine. Yeah, he's over by Frosty's.
How can you dox yourself when the 8 people that listen to you all have been to your house?
It's not true.
Fair.
Like if I said in this podcast, I want all of our listeners to come over and have a beer with me, they would all show up. They know where to go.
Touche,
Yeah.
salesman.
You make a fair point.
Right. But anyways, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
James, you sound like shit and Will's gonna make fun of you.
Yeah, Will, mind your business. Come on the show.
He would, and he would have
That
great
was
he would have
very
great audio.
contradictive.
Unlike you.
You'd have great
Not that
audio.
bad.
He would have great audio from North Carolina, and you would have shit audio from around the corner.
Are we done?
Yeah,
done with
I'm
that,
sorry,
or-
yeah,
the
I'm
best
sorry.
the best part is I'm not even using an Apple product.
Right. Nico sounds like he's right next to me.
And I'm using my Galaxy Buds.
And I'm using an XLR mic.
We'll get there, all right? Don't
Cool. That was really awkward.
That was really awkward.
Are you
James
upset?
just decided that he was going to go ghost on
He
us.
just muted himself. He's like, "Fuck it, my audio's so bad, I'll just mute myself."
I mean, I would too if I
I'm
had to
here.
listen to that.
Okay. Well, it was you was quiet for so long.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's trying to sober back up.
Why?
What do you mean, why? He doesn't
Oh.
drink, so he doesn't know where he is.
I mean, I don't drink very often, but like, can you not get through this?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, well, we're off the rails, and we're gonna get put back on the rails. We're coming up to the
Oh,
little
Okay.
track area where the guy like pulls the lever. You know what I'm talking about, like that experiment. We're gonna get pulled on the lever that
pull
puts
the
us
lever,
back.
Kronk.
Yes, we're gonna pull the lever that puts us back on track because we're off track, and we're gonna continue our topic about fans at sporting events. And so, Nico, you brought up the lady that the shooting.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't a shooting, right?
I unintentionally, yeah.
Right. I was gonna say this lady, like, according to the forensics, like they're saying the most likely scenarios that's like she had a gun on her and it went off. She shot herself.
Oh, I
She
thought she shot somebody behind her.
she basically pulled a Plaxico Burress.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it bad? I think that's kind of funny.
No, it is funny.
Like I heard the report that like she hit it in her belly fat.
No, they think that's why I think that's why the magnetic thing didn't go off, because it says ABC7 reviewed a video of the woman entering Gate 5 last Friday. It shows that as she goes through the magnometer, the alarm lights trigger at the waist level, but at the same time, the man who went through before her is reaching back for his cell phone, which had been slid through on a gray tray. And then it says the moment that she re-enters through, that nothing goes off, but it says, so the 42-year-old woman, and then it puts in fucking a separate comma, who is very heavy, is told by security to go back through the magnetometer, and then no alarms go off. But it says that, yeah, so she was hurt, and then two other people, which it's pretty sad because I'm trying not to like laugh because it's not funny, but both the people who got shot were elementary school teachers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's so fucked. Nowhere's safe.
What the fuck
Yeah.
is going on?
Says the 31-year-old heard two popping sounds and felt a pinch in her back. A woman behind her screamed, and then she looked down and found a bullet. Oof. An attorney hired by the woman denied that she brought a gun to the park.
What? So
How does that work?
Her attorney's saying that she didn't bring the gun at all.
Yeah, so the attorneys who said the woman is a season ticket holder released a statement saying, our client underwent emergency medical treatment for a gunshot wound she received while attending a baseball game. She denies bringing a firearm into the stadium and further denies having anything to do with the discharge of a firearm at the stadium. We have reviewed photographic evidence and x-rays of our client's injuries with firearms, and medical experts who confirm the gunshot wound our client sustained was not self-inflicted and was not the result of her accidentally discharging a firearm. We will continue investigating this matter further to pursue justice on behalf of our client, blah, blah. And it says law enforcement experts say that the way the 42-year-old was wounded suggested a self-inflicted gunshot wound. So it's basically like he said, she said with the doctors.
So it's essentially the lawyers doing their job.
Correct.
And the police are doing their job.
Yeah, and the police are like, hey, based on what we're seeing, this shit looks kind of sketchy.
Bro, she was even shot in the leg. She full-blown Plaxico Burrist. Full-blown. It's the same story.
Except we know that Plaxico had the gun on.
Yeah, and also she wasn't at like a strip club.
I'm not gonna lie. Any lawyer that's worth their salt isn't going to come out and say, "Oh yeah, my client had a gun on him at a ballpark where they're not allowed to have guns." Like, come on, that's to be expected.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, if she didn't have the gun, then where'd the bullet come from?
I guess that's part of the investigation.
Was it just a stray flying into the stadium?
I mean, it is Chicago.
My question is,
it is Chicago. They don't call it Chirac because of the weather, but
they said that like people in the area of the stands said they heard a pop. So my guess is it would have.
So it had to have been. Yeah.
My question
is, why are we bringing a gun to a ball game?
The gun.
No, it's not Texas.
Where is the gun?
Well, I don't know. They don't know.
They didn't find any.
I'm reading this ESPN article, and it says that everything is most likely. A shooting that wounded two women at Friday night's Chicago White Sox Oakland Athletics game is most likely involved a gun that went off inside Guaranteed Rate Field. But that's it. That's all they have no idea.
Was this mid-game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like
It says a shot
That
coming
much I
from
do know.
outside is something we've completely just dispelled.
so. Where is the gun?
Did they finish the game?
Oh, I believe so.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, dude, it's Chicago. That's part of it. You get hazard pay when you go to play Chicago.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah.
Jesus.
You get an extra 50 grand in your paycheck just for playing in Chicago.
Yeah. You ever notice
Is
that?
that so? Like
Every time Giancarlo Stanton gets hurt, it's when they go play the White Sox.
Oh shit! So when you walk into the stadium and they have the sign that says "Be careful of
Oh no!
flying balls." Is it just bullets too?
I guess maybe you should bring some Kevlar if you're gonna go to the.
Be the first stadium in the MLB to put up Kevlar netting around the fucking
I forget
field.
what side is the White Sox on? Are they the south side?
Aren't they
South
Southside?
side.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're south side.
The Cubs have all the ivy. Like they're definitely not Southside.
Bro, that means nothing. The Ivy's there to stop players from getting their brains busted on a brick wall. That's it.
I want to know why they haven't put in a fucking pad on that yet.
Because it's classic. Yo, want to hear a funny
Yeah,
story
it's
about that
iconic.
stadium though? When they were talking today.
Momentarily.
What's that?
I said I'm gonna mute myself momentarily.
Oh, okay. They were talking today on a couple of like radio shows about like this situation with Acuna, and they were talking about like crazy stuff that's happened in the stands. And one dude said that his like mother-in-law told a story about going to Wrigley Field, and like she was with like her brother and their kids and stuff, and like the son like reached down because they had wall seats and like pulled a leaf off of the ivy, and like a security guard came sprinting down and was like, "Do you know that's illegal? You can't just pull a leaf." I was like, "Over a fucking leaf, bro? Are you kidding me?"
Hey, it's what was the word he used? It's regal.
Yes, that was the word that I used.
Is there, like, no, Nico.
Did he use regal?
I believe he used regal. That sounds too classy for him, though. Anyways, like I'm not surprised, and I understand like that is like, you know, that's iconic for that stadium. But a leaf,
Right.
I mean, you could probably tuck it in your pocket and sell it on eBay. There's going to be a buyer out there. But
yeah, Wrigley Field is in the north side. It's right next to a Taco Bell cantina. That's the nice kind of Taco Bell.
I might need to go to Wrigley.
Right.
Baseball and tacos? What up?
Yeah. That's crazy.
But
Oh yeah, so guaranteed rate fields in the south side, so that explains a lot.
fans need to relax at these things, man.
Yeah, I feel like it gets more and more unhinged every year.
You know, it's one of those things where it's like during COVID, it was like nobody was there, and players were just like, maybe this ain't so bad. And now fans are back, and it's like, take me back to COVID.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
They're like, nah, it's bad.
It's bad. Bring back the cardboard cutouts. They didn't fire guns and jump on the field. Like,
Yeah.
you know what the crazy part about it is? It all happened the same week.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Was it the same night? No.
I'm not sure if it was the same night, but it
No.
was within a few days.
When did the Acuna thing happen? Because
that's only a couple days old, isn't it?
Yeah, like 2 days ago.
Yeah, okay. Because the gun situation happened last Friday. So that would be
so
the 25th is when that happened. Acuna, I think it happened. They're still playing the Rockies, so I think it was 2 nights ago.
So we're talking 5 days apart tops.
Yeah.
Yes.
it's, I don't know. The Acuna one, on the grand scheme of things, like, it's not a huge deal in my mind. Like, it's happened before. It's probably going to happen again.
Oh yeah.
But we're talking. I mean, once you're getting guns into ballparks, like, that's a concern. You know what I'm saying? And even if, say, how'd they describe her? The ratherly large.
Very, very heavy set or something like that.
Her hiding a gun and getting it into the stadium is a concern.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, sorry, my bad. Allegedly,
You should know this. You're in law.
getting that into the stadium is kind of scary in my mind
Mm-hmm.
with the way people are. So that one I think is more concerning on multiple levels.
Yes.
I mean, that's red flag. If she tucked it in her belly fat and brought it into the stadium and got away with it, I'm sorry, was that funny, Nico? I don't know. I think that's just concerning. And like, why are you bringing a gun to a ball game? Like,
I was muted, so that wasn't me.
oh, my bad, Chuckle Hut. But I don't know. To me, it's a concerning.
No, I'm in a fucking war with my allergies right now.
Nico's life is like the real version of those allergy commercials where they send like the dude out with like a glaive just to like fight the ragweed.
Dude, they really are. They're so bad, and they hit me out of nowhere. I was fine.
I
I was
did
fine for the first 45 minutes of this.
I did confirm, Nico, by the way. Chicago South or White Sox South Side, Wrigley North Side.
Oh yeah, no, I heard.
And did you hear about the cantina?
Yes,
That's crazy.
I was getting Benadryl at that time.
The boys are making a trip to Chicago, is what we determined.
Oh, we are.
No, we're not. No, we are not.
We're going to the north
We are
side. It's
not.
fine.
No,
James,
Not
you
doing
can't you can't hold it together for 48 hours.
no.
I
Can't do it.
I
James
appreciate
can
your
barely hold
candor.
himself for 4 hours.
I appreciate your candor. I
Yeah.
honestly I respect that. A lot of people don't have that. That's called being self-aware, folks. You should practice it.
No. I'm gonna make a joke. Somebody's gonna be like, "What'd you say?" And I'm gonna get shot. Day one. It's weekend's over, boys.
We're gonna leave with 3 and come back with 2.
Did I ever tell you
Yeah.
like speaking of that kind of stuff, did I ever tell you the story about when I went on the international club trip to New York City in high school?
No, I don't think so.
So you know how New York City has like a very like honestly like I think they if they were to be a military, it'd be like the 5th largest standing army in the world.
Yes.
So we're like walking around like Midtown Manhattan, mind you. I don't wherever that restaurant is that's like under a bridge and it's like based on Mars. It's famous, but we're like going that way. And it was during March, so we're talking March Madness. And I forget who I was talking to, but they were like basically like, "Oh yeah, like go Duke." And I said this. I go, "Fuck Duke. Overrated. Hope they don't win." And a teacher like grabs me by the shoulder, and I thought I was gonna get yelled at for saying fuck. She whispers in my ear, she goes, "You can't just say stuff like that. Do you know where we are?" And I'm like, what do you think's gonna happen? You think there's some wild, crazy Duke fan just around the corner in Manhattan? Like, fuck you, get. Like, that's not what's happening. Like, people are so scared.
It's not like you were repping a gang.
Yeah, and it's also Midtown Manhattan. There's literally an FDNY cruiser. There's more police than there are fucking people. And I understand that police are people, but I'm just saying there's a cruiser like every other block.
If not 3 per block.
Yeah, they overpay Manhattan because they let the Bronx just burn. But anyways, that's my story.
Anyway.
And I think James could get through a weekend trip to Chicago.
I think he could too.
Isn't that where the giant bean is?
That's where the giant bean is. You gonna lick it?
Yes.
No, never mind.
No, he's gonna flick it.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, all right. Moving on. Moving on. Holy shit! You know what? No, we're taking a break. We'll be back. Okay, now that the wheels are back on the bus,
Are they though?
Are they going round and round?
Oh God.
I'm about to stop the recording again. I'm going to be honest with you. No, we're going to move topics. Obviously, that we have made our stance on fans being ornery pretty clear. So now we're going to get into the fun part of the night, which was
Oh boy.
James's suggestion, which is what's the greatest sports nickname of all time?
I mean, I feel like you could look at any baseball player pre-1920 and find just some gems.
Well, I mean, yeah. No, I was gonna say something, but
Am I like wrong?
no, because there was no rules. So, like for instance, 1985. Do you guys know who William Perry is?
The refrigerator?
Yeah. Do you know what
Yeah,
his other?
Fred.
Do you know what his other nickname was?
No.
Biscuit, which means in 1985 they were like, "This is a big man. We're gonna make jokes about that," and people were like, "That's cool." Biscuit.
And we're talking like Ditka's Bears.
right. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, what's your? You brought up the topic. What's your pick? There, James.
I'm a big fan of the Buffs.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think that's a pretty good one. I like the Notorious for Conor McGregor. I think that's a good one. There's some pretty good ones out there.
Yeah, there are some great ones
But
out there. I'm surprised you didn't pull out I think it's like the third nickname for Babe Ruth.
the Salt and the SWAT.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
If we're gonna go there, you've got to think about fucking Charles Barkley.
Sir Charles.
No, the round mound of rebound.
What did Walt Clyde Frazier call him that?
Who?
That sounds like Walt Clyde Frazier, like covering the Knicks.
No, that was one of his actual nicknames.
Larry Bird being the hick from French Lick.
Did you know that Tiger is a nickname?
Yeah, I did. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I learned that today.
Isn't his real first name like Edwin or something?
Eldrick.
Eldrick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. I just
Oh, speaking of names that you didn't know were nicknames, what do you think Satchel Paige's real name is?
Cornelius.
No.
I got
what's
nothing.
that?
James?
It's James?
No, I was asking.
No.
You didn't hear the inflection of the question on that?
Well,
What's your
okay.
guess, James?
What was
Jesus
it,
Christ.
Nico?
What's your guess?
I'm gonna go with George.
Maurice.
No.
Fuck.
No. Still no.
Maverick.
No.
What the fuck?
Peter.
What is it, Nico?
It's Leroy.
Oh. Too bad his last name wasn't Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins.
Yo. Real talk, though, Frank Thomas's nickname was good.
The Big Hurt.
The Big Hurt.
Yeah. Mean Joe Green, that's classic.
Mean Joe Green is classic.
Mi-
Yeah. Pistol Pete.
Minister of
Another-
Defense for
Another
Reggie White.
Pistol Pete Maravich.
Pistol Pete's classic.
Mhm.
Yo,
The Nigerian Nightmare is classic.
R.I.P. Dale Earnhardt, the Dominator. Are you kidding me?
The Dominator?
Intimidator.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, the Intimidator. That's what it was. Yeah, I knew it was.
The Intimidator, yeah.
The Dominator was Dominic Hasek.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm like scrolling through all these at once. Recently though, I think Kobe Bryant probably. The Black Mamba's good.
Yeah.
The Truth. Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Reggie Jackson, Mr. October.
Mr. October.
Mr.
That's always a
October's
good
good.
one.
Allen Iverson, The Answer. I forgot about that.
The
dude.
answer,
The
yeah. The answer and the truth.
Oh. You know how he
The
he
Kid.
got that nickname?
I think one of my favorite like nicknames in all of sports of all time has got to be Cujo.
Yeah. I know
Curtis
that's good.
Joseph.
Yeah. Do you know how Iverson got the nickname The Answer?
No, I don't.
So they gave him that nickname because there'd been such a lull in the league since Jordan like retired, or not retired, but like basically like wasn't oh yeah, Jordan was not in the league, yeah. So the NBA was like dipping in popularity and they said Allen Iverson would be the answer to it.
Nice.
William Perry, the fridge.
Megatron.
Yeah, Megatron good. Rod Smart, dude, he hate me. Classic
Yeah.
XFL baby.
XFL.
It says, dude, I love the story of it, dude. It said that Rod, he hate me smart was its biggest attractions for the XFL. He wasn't a great player, but he took full advantage of an XFL policy allowing players to put more or less whatever they wanted on their jerseys. Oh yeah, dude, Deion Sanders prime time.
Prime time. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Spider.
Anderson Silva.
Anderson the
Anderson
Spider
Silva.
Silva.
El Duque.
Oh, and then fuck, the El Duque's good. Randy Johnson, the big unit. That sounds like a porn name.
It does.
I do love that Wayne Gretzky's nickname is just the Great One. Like that's it. Just
That full stop.
that's it. The Great
Can we
One.
talk about how
And then you
Shaq
gotta
had
think
about
about
40 of them?
Shaq Diesel.
The big
Shaq
cactus.
Shaqtus.
Yeah, but how many of those are just him fucking around calling himself dumb shit?
A lot,
Yeah.
actually.
Can we? There is one that I find super concerning, considering he was an MMA fighter. Wanderlei Silva. Do you guys know his
Vanderlei.
nickname?
Yeah, Vanderlei.
Vanderlei. My bad. Do you know his nickname?
No.
The Axe Murderer.
The Axe Murderer. Like, excuse me.
Do you know, Nico? I'm gonna pluck this out of nowhere. This is like a sporkle. Do you know?
Okay.
Do you know Vinny Johnson's nickname?
Who's Vinny Johnson?
He was, looks like he was late '80s, Detroit Pistons.
No.
The Microwave.
Actually, you know what?
actually know that?
No, I'm on a list for yardbarker.com, 75 best sports
Okay.
nicknames of all time.
I'm on Bleacher Report's 100 best nicknames of all time.
Nice.
So did you
That's where I'm at.
also know that Penny Hardaway wasn't his real name?
Yes, I did know that. My dad told me that.
All right. Well, so what's his name then?
I have it right up here. I never knew it, but he did tell me that Penny Hardaway wasn't his real name.
It's
something
Infamy.
crazy. Yeah, I was like, it's something fucking crazy.
I found my favorite, and it's got to go Big Papi. It's got to be.
All right. Hold on. I want to test James on this one, and James alone.
Okay.
Okay.
Since you love this man so much, what's Yogi Berra's real name?
Peter Lawrence Berra. Really?
His first name is Lawrence.
Or Lawrence Peter Berra, yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Chocolate Thunder. Daryl Dawkins.
Yep. And then you got White Chocolate.
And the Professor.
The Professor.
Those from the old.
The Glide is like an all-time great nickname too.
Yeah. Walter Payton's Sweetness.
Sweetness. That's a good one.
Karl Malone is the mailman.
You know what's
pretty
actually
good.
Didn't we just
funny?
talk about? Didn't we just talk the other day? Uh, Someone else's nickname, the mailman. Oh, fucking Stetson Bennett.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's not good. That's just a career. Like,
yeah. I was gonna say Stetson Bennett. I don't know why he gets that. I got it with Malone because his last name is Malone. It's a male. It's yeah.
you know what's funny actually? Now that we were talking about Yogi Berra and a certain man who will not be named talking about my audio quality, he was actually the first one to text me and told me that Yogi Berra died.
Oh yeah.
I remember waking up that morning, yeah, to a text from Volter. He was the first one. I'll never forget that. And then the newspaper said it's over, or it's not over till it's
Oh.
over, and I'm like, that's kind of rude,
How are
but
we gonna
okay.
forget such iconic nicknames as
As the fucking hick from French Lick.
I've already mentioned that.
he did mention that?
Oh,
I'm
Yeah.
talking like the Iron Horse.
I don't know who that is.
Lou Gehrig.
Lou Gehrig.
Listen,
And then
I know the Yankee Clipper.
Rocket. That's Joe DiMaggio. We all know that.
Rocket Richard?
Rocket Richard, Maurice Richard.
Yeah, Rocket Richard's good. Dude, do you know Stu Grimson's nickname?
Stu Grimson, no.
He was a brawler in the late '90s for the Hurricanes.
Okay.
Dude's nickname was the Grim Reaper. He used to
Oh.
just jump out of the box and beat the shit out of people.
And then and then Broadway Joe. Broadway Joe's classic.
Yeah, Broadway Joe is classic. So is
Joe Cool.
yeah, Joe Cool. Yeah, both those guys are cool.
Yep.
It was a weird era for like.
I'm a big fan of Joe Shiesty as well.
Oh, dude, we didn't put the Juice
Of
on
course
here.
you are.
OJ the Juice.
The Juice. Oh,
The
Jay.
Juice.
Oh, you get left off the list if you've murdered somebody.
He was
He did.
exonerated, sir.
If the glove
don't
doesn't fit,
fit,
you must acquit.
Quit.
Andre AK-47 Kirilenko.
Yeah, AK-47 is a solid one.
Yeah. Too bad his last
Speaking
name
of
wasn't
AK-47,
Kalishnikov. What?
James and I, when we were doing our softball raffles constantly, Aaron Kreitz, I'm pretty sure he changed his jersey to AK-47 just for us.
AK-47, yeah. No, it was he always wore number 47 and it said AK on the back.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yo, I found my favorite nickname and I'm gonna commit to it. I'm locking it in. Buzzer down.
Lock it in. Lock it in.
I'm gonna give you the name and I'm gonna let you research it and then I'm just gonna listen to your reactions.
Okay.
Guy's name is Al Rosen.
Al Rosen.
Yes.
Oh my God. Is that kosher today?
The Hebrew Hammer?
I hope so. Because it's
The Hebrew Hammer. He had 15 home runs and 416 at bats.
listen. It doesn't matter, dude. At the end of the day, was he the inspiration for the character from Inglourious Bastards? Who knows? The fucking bear Jew.
Oh my God.
Bartolo Colon's nickname was Big Sexy?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, no, Hebrew Hammer.
All right, so that you're gonna go with that, your favorite. Mine's gonna be Big Papi. It's just iconic.
Yeah, it's yeah.
And I mean, and that's coming from a Yankees fan. I mean, we all love Big Papi.
I was gonna say there is a high level of respect that I had for David Ortiz growing up, even if he was a Red Sox. Honestly, like early 1900s baseball, undefeated. Piano legs, Charlie Hickman. Played for
That's exactly what I was trying to say earlier.
played for the Boston Bean Eaters. God
Yeah,
bless.
like pre-1920s baseball has some of the
Eight-
greatest nicknames of all time.
Played from 1897 to 1908.
All right, so let's do a little group activity here.
Okay.
We're each going to give each other a nickname,
Oh my God.
assuming we were athletes of some sort.
Okay.
Trav, I would have to call you Ball Magnet because
I know why.
every time we played pickup baseball, you would throw me a curveball and it would end back up somewhere at your body.
Yeah, that's why I used to pitch from second base.
James, your nickname for me is and still always will be the Big Show.
The Big Show, yeah, good one. Nico, I would have to go with probably Speedy Gonzalez
Fair
because you're
enough.
tiny and fast.
I'll allow that.
Oh, you really have a choice, or Hornswoggle because you're little.
I'm gonna call you James Primetime Shine.
Nice, because the reflection is real, baby.
Yeah.
That's why he always wears a hat.
Yeah. I don't want to get pulled over for blinding other drivers while I'm driving. So let's hear, what do you guys got for each other?
Nico. He is. Yeah. Now batting. What's your number, Nico?
13.
Now batting. Number 13. Nico. Everyone here's his family. Crescenzi.
So you might as well just call me Olive Garden.
That's perfect. Nico, Olive Garden, Crescenzi. Why do you call him that? Because everyone here is family. Yes! That's so good.
And it's funny that you mentioned that because Nico and I are actually related.
For myself.
Oh.
I don't know if I have a good one for Trav.
Trash can.
I was gonna say if I had to call myself something,
it's either trash can or light pole.
It'd be trash can Trav. Light pole's a good one.
Oh, can we just talk about that for a minute? How I show up to pick up baseball to
me with a concussion.
No, you had already left.
Oh,
and I go, "Where's Trav?" And somebody goes, "Oh, Brittany had to take him to the hospital." And I go, "Excuse me?" And they go, "He hit his bat off
he
the
was
fucking
mad at
pole."
Travis.
No, that's not what happened. The bat was cracked.
Was broken.
And I was trying to break it.
You were trying to break it, yeah.
Time out, Trav. Do you remember? I think somebody was DDing for us. And we went to McDonald's. We went to Taco Bell. And I looked at the lady with the straightest face and tried to give her Bolter's broken voodoo. I was like, how much will this take off our bill?
I don't remember that. I was probably pretty drunk, but
oh. And the time that Brad kid showed up to play pickup baseball with a bottle of vodka, he was just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna drink this in left field."
It wasn't vodka. No, it wasn't. It was Everclear.
Either way, and the man sat in left field. 3
times as bad.
Sat in left field drinking the shit, and then looks at us and goes, "Well, I'm going to go home now," and just got in his car and left, and none of us said or did anything.
Because we don't. What are we going to do? You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. If we're going to talk about Brad,
Oh God.
we have to talk about my brother nearly dying that same night.
Oh God. Macario, if you're listening, we know you are.
How did he almost die?
He
When Brad was playing
the
left
same
field.
night with that fucking bottle of Everclear
Oh,
throws a laser from left field, smokes Macario in the back of the head.
oh.
He's tagging
Rounding-
up from third. He's just tagging up from third, smokes him right in
It
the
literally-
cerebral cortex, and
it
he
literally-
fucking goes down like a sack of potatoes.
It looked like one of those old war movies where the guy gets shot in the back, but the acting wasn't that great. Only it involved him getting smoked in the back of the skull and his head snapping forward and losing his balance. It was probably single-handedly one of my favorite moments ever playing pickup ball.
Do you remember when?
There are three that always stick out to me. It's that, what are you, a lumberjack? And then Trav smoking himself in the head.
How are you going to leave out? You're leaving out the best one.
Do I
Yeah,
look like a Jose? Do you guys remember when Kyle apparently thought that he was trying out for a professional team and ripped a frozen rope at Mike's face, and he just took it because he wasn't prepared to be playing first base for fucking Derek Jeter?
Or the time I handed God
I
in
don't
Macario
remember that
because
one.
him and Nick wouldn't stop fighting.
Yeah,
That was funny.
just picks Macario up by the fucking collar of his shirt, looks right at him. He's like, "We're not fucking doing this."
So if you were like, obviously we didn't really understand gambling back in the day, but this is just a testament to our good friend Nader. What would you say? What would you say if you were an odds maker now? If we were going to get a pickup game together, what would you put the odds at that Nader gets pissed off and just walks away from everybody?
Minus 7,000.
Minus 7,000.
Are we talking early 2010s, Nader?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna take that bet and I'll lose my money on that one.
You bet money to lose money. It's minus 7,000.
Yeah.
No,
No.
make money.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You'll get $7 if you bet 100.
I'm taking that, and then I'm also taking the over under of 12 on the amount of Mountain Dews he drinks that night.
Yeah, dude, you should roll up like a fucking alcoholic with a 30 rack of Mountain Dews.
Yeah.
It'd be funny because he would show up with the 30 rack of Mountain Dews, and then Sean would show up with the 30 rack of Bud Light. You could just pick whichever you wanted.
I'm definitely
keep
sending
in mind,
later this
half
episode.
Keep in mind to the listeners at home, half the people that showed up were under the age of 16, and the other half were 18 and older.
God.
Good Lord.
So my three were obviously Mike getting smoked in the face. Cody showing up with his mom in a full-on baseball uniform.
It wasn't just his mom, it was his whole damn family.
And us getting yelled at by the softball team because we were playing a home run derby and we were just smoking bombs in the middle of their softball game. And finally, Colb had to walk over and be like, "Guys, can you just 5 minutes just not do that?" And we're like, "All right."
Oh, hold on. We're forgetting one of the best ones. When the guys from the city decided that they were going to come over and be like, "You can't be over here." And Travis is just like, "I work for y'all." Like, yeah, we can.
When I called my dad, and I was like, "Dad,
Yeah.
is it cool if we like..." Sorry, I zoned out for a second.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
I was like,
I
Hamster stopped running.
I
there for
pulled a
sec.
Mitch McConnell. Really, is what happened. It was. I should probably talk to somebody about it. No, it's Chelsea texted me, and I couldn't do two things at once. Yeah, no, that was wild. You can't be here. You need a permit. I'm like, we absolutely do not.
I'm not gonna lie to you. The one that sticks out most to me is "Are you Jose?"
Yeah.
Um, I think
You of
Brad.
all people.
I think Brad getting hammered in left field will always be a very prominent memory. And the time Mr. Jibo decided he was going to umpire for us and then kicked me out of the game literally 2 seconds in. I stepped up the bat and he's like, "You're gone." And I was like, "I didn't do anything."
Hold on.
you exist.
I have to just give myself some clout here for a second.
Oh my god. Clout for
Oh,
pickup
here we
baseball,
go.
dude.
Yeah,
It's
for pickup
gout,
baseball.
and you already have it.
It's gout.
No, you both were there. I'm pretty sure. Do you all remember when I buckled Jose?
No.
I remember when your mom
I-
yelled at him.
I blocked out a lot of the violence.
No, it wasn't a fight. It wasn't.
Oh.
There was no fighting involved. I was pitching.
Oh no, I do.
And I
It was
was-
a K curve, right?
It started like a foot behind his head, and it went to the outside corner at his knees,
I
and
just
he had no idea what to do with anything.
I just remember him putting the bat down and like his head down and shaking his head.
And yeah, that was for the strikeout.
Ugh.
Oh, Trev, do you remember the time?
Remember when I threw a no hitter
Right.
to pick up baseball?
Remember when you
Against a bunch of fucking 14-year-olds, Trav, good on
And
ya.
James.
and James?
14-year-olds and James. Yeah, good.
You remember
He still
when
can't even hit a fucking slow pitch softball, so
Trav? Do you remember when I hit the ball back at you? I remember barreling this pitch up, and it hit your hand, and the only thing you could say is, "I can't close my hand." For like 5 minutes straight, all I heard is, "I can't close my hand. I can't close my hand."
Yeah. I do. I remember
Good
actively, like, if I had had a person who cared about me in my life, like somebody who was out concerned for my well-being, they would have not let me go to pick up baseball, because they would have been like, "You're gonna go and you're gonna get fucking killed," because I don't know why, dude. It was everywhere though, because like there I used to get fucking beamers right back in my face. When I would go do softball, they used to call it lobster bisque, because it'd fucking rip right back at my face, and they're like, eventually you're just gonna smash your nose to the point where it's gonna look like lobster bisque on your face. And then just everywhere I went, I would just get screaming line drives directed, and it didn't matter where I went on the field either, because like when I wasn't pitching in softball, I would play third base, and that just miraculously frozen ropes down the line. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah, it was good times.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if we played now, I'd need at least a week to recover.
If we played now, I promise you I would herniate a disc. I promise you. We would have to go with chiropractors,
oxygen tanks,
and like orthopedic professionals there already.
you two might.
All right, dude, you gym
Oh my
class
God.
hero. Congratulations.
All right, how did we get here?
Because we started talking about, we just got unhinged. It's whatever. It's 15 minutes of bullshit. We were talking about nicknames, and somehow we got to this point. Anyways, so yeah, so my election for the greatest sports nickname of all time is the Hebrew Hammer, Al Rosen. You guys can go ahead and say yours. I think I win.
I'm gonna go with Big Poppy.
Yeah, still calling him Big Puppy. Hey, puppy.
You know, I'm gonna go with Charlie Hustle.
That's fair.
Okay.
That sounded like judgment, but it's fine.
No, it's just
It did.
I was processing.
He was trying to remember who that was.
So
Mm.
okay. So I'll go do a poll. When
I'm the greatest nickname of all time.
when I release this podcast and see what other people think.
According to MLB.com, just before we get off this topic, they have All Rise as number 10 of all time.
No,
It's not his nickname.
His nickname's the Judge.
It says that it's like it's not exactly a nickname, but All Rise has become the clarion call of the 2017 baseball season.
I mean, yeah, but like also like the fact that people dressed up as fucking judges for the judges' quarters.
Yeah.
That's
Like, it was a
So
phenomenon.
good.
It was definitely a thing. It was like Linsanity. It's crazy.
Hold on.
Oh God.
What am I holding
No,
on for?
I just come across some vintage baseball nicknames.
Oh my god. What?
No, continue talking about the thing we're trying to segue from.
What fucking
That'll help it.
Wally the Kraut Smasher McGovery?
Wahoo Sam.
Like as in Chief Wahoo?
Nope. He was he played
Native American.
alongside of no, he played alongside Ty Cobb and was born in Wahoo, Nebraska, so they called him Wahoo Sam.
Did you guys know that there's I'm sorry to completely come out of nowhere here, but I just saw it and was reminded of it. Did you guys know that there is a professional women's league for hockey being made?
I did.
6
Yep,
teams?
I did. 6 teams, yep.
Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, New York, Minnesota, and Boston.
Huh.
They have their own original
Wait a
6.
minute. Wait a minute.
What?
Cy Young wasn't his real name either.
Duh! You think the fucking people had a baby and were like, Cy?
You know what Cy was short for?
Cyrillus! Probably
Cyclone.
his name was Cyclone.
His nickname was Cyclone Young. His real name is Denton.
Okay. Let's say there's no way
Okay.
his name is Cyclone.
That'd be awesome. That's right up there with Chalupa Batman. And if anybody catches that reference, just know I appreciate you.
Chalupa Batman.
Did you catch that reference?
Yes.
Yep.
Fucking league.
Chalupa Batman.
Um,
Oh, hold on.
Nico, every time I try and segue.
No. You can go ahead. I'm gonna send this to both of you separately, and you can just do with this as you please.
Okay. So, moving on. Greatest athlete of all time. Any sport.
Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson. Plead your case. Court's in
I don't
session.
need to.
No, you do. Plead your case.
No.
Well, if you don't plead your case, then I'm going to vote no.
I mean,
Oh, you can't do that.
No. I think it's supposed to be Nige.
no, he just saw my text.
I know. I think it's supposed to be Nige. I hope it's supposed to be Nige. Oh, no. It was not. Never mind.
Nope.
I just read
Nope.
the reason for the nickname, and I
Hey,
For
put that on the list of things
for
you're not allowed
anybody
to say.
for anybody who wants to know what we're talking about, they can Google J.J. Clark.
With an E.
I just don't think you're allowed to do that.
You're not.
No, I would say that. He was a center for the Browns?
A catcher?
Oh,
Is
no, it says
Oh.
Browns.
It's Browns.
It's baseball. These are all baseball nicknames.
Anyways, so plead your case.
I just yelled the first name that came to my mind, honestly.
Okay, that's not much of a case.
There's no case. I mean, two-sport athlete when
So was
he
Prime.
fucking. Yep, I understand that. But when I Bo Jackson like running up the wall on that catch, like that's just iconic to me.
Okay.
And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Okay. James, you go.
Oh, greatest athletes of all time.
Athletes singular, not athletes.
Athlete of all time. My bad.
Yeah.
Insert Jeopardy music.
I will.
Please do. This is hard. I
She
think.
said.
Stop.
Sorry. It's on me.
All right, Trav, you go because I'm. Oh, Joey Chestnut.
What the fuck?
I love the answer, but I want to know your reasoning behind that.
Top of his game. No one can beat him.
Oh my god. I
No,
don't know what to do with that information.
I'm sitting here in silence because I can't take it seriously.
I am completely speechless.
Competitive eating is no.
No.
All right.
Joey, fuck you.
In terms
Nobody
of
can beat him.
you
The
can't be
one
beaten,
Japanese
man.
guy whooped his ass for years until he fucking didn't anymore.
Hikaru Kobayashi.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think
You should probably stop because I'm getting tired of this dead
yeah.
air.
Trav, you go. I'm trying to.
It's
Yeah, Trav, you go because I'm trying to figure it out.
well, I have a debate in my head between two people, but if
What's your debate?
my debate is between Wayne Gretzky and Michael Phelps. Because
See, I was gonna say Michael Phelps.
right, because he dominated on the
think-
world stage, but I don't think that there's an athlete that is so impenetrably good where the vast majority of their feats will never be touched as Wayne Gretzky. Because like Michael Phelps, you can't really do a 1-to-1 because like he was popular, or not popular, but he was dominating at the same time Usain Bolt was. The difference is that Usain Bolt can only compete in 2 events. He can't, you know what I mean? Like swimming is pretty universal. If you can do the butterfly, you can compete 6 events, and that's so like that's why I'm on the debate there. I don't think anybody's been as dominant and is as universally accepted as the greatest of all time as Wayne Gretzky. Like nobody debates that. I mean, Gordie Howe's up there because of the fact that he's like the father of like that level of hockey, and like the Gordie
Like
Howe hat
modern
trick.
hockey,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. But like you don't put him on the pedestal with Gretzky in terms of like his skill set. Whereas
1 goal, 1 fight, 1.
yeah, 1 goal, 1 fight, 1 assist, baby, Gordie Howe hat trick. But in the same breath, there will probably, I mean, Katie Ledecky is kind of doing it in her own way. I mean, she's just
in swimming.
yeah, but she's like making people look stupid, but it's all distance swimming, and I don't think we'll see another athlete get 8 gold medals in an Olympics. So I guess
I don't think
No.
we will either.
I guess for that reason, I'll say Phelps.
I think I'm gonna go with Anderson Silva. And
Spider.
I honestly just, if you look at in his prime, there was nobody that could beat him. And Dana White was on record as saying he's going to kill somebody before he loses again. And it took him lowering his hands and leaving his chin out to get knocked out. And then in that rematch, getting his legs snapped in half. And that was kind of his downfall. But if you look at in his prime, he made literally every middleweight that came across him look foolish. I mean, you could swing and swing and swing, and you weren't hitting him.
So
The
if
head
you're,
movement,
I'm
everything.
not discounting you. So what's your take on like Muhammad Ali?
I think I think when you compare the two, martial arts takes more of an athlete because there's more to it. Where boxing is, you're not getting kicked in the head, you're not taking knees and elbows, you're eating punches, which don't get me wrong, takes an athlete to do. But Anderson Silva could beat you by knocking you out or submitting you. And he was even better on the ground than he was at striking, which is remarkable considering his striking abilities.
Right.
And I think
I don't know enough about
it's
combat
it's
sports to like kind of argue that.
it's one of those things where you can say, I mean, there's guys who have had better careers like John Jones, but he's been knocked for drugs how many times?
Right.
Anderson Silva fought when middleweights were, you know, it was the big thing. If you look at some of the names he beat, I mean, Jesus. I mean, you're talking Vitor Belfort, you're talking Chael Sonnen, you're talking Forrest Griffin, who was at the top of the game for a while. I think when he fought Silva, he was towards the end of his career.
Mm-hmm.
But, you've got your Dan Hendersons, Rich Franklin. Like, you have all these guys who were great fighters, and he was just lining them up and knocking them down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think pound for pound for probably 4 or 5 years, he was the greatest fighter in the UFC. And now he's 48 years old and he's still boxing.
Right. Can I?
I mean,
no, I'm totally. I totally get your perspective.
but
Can I read
so
some crazy shit about Wayne Gretzky real quick?
yeah,
So, in his 20 seasons, he is the NHL's top goal scorer, top assist producer, holy shit, point scorer, and he has more assists in his career than any other player who scored total points. He is the only NHL player to total over 200 points in one season, which he did 4 times. And at the time of his retirement in 1999, he held 61 NHL records, 40 regular season records, 15 playoff records, and 6 All-Star records.
let me give you some Anderson Silva statistics and facts. He holds the longest title reign in UFC history at 2,475 days. That means he didn't lose for 7 straight years.
Yeah, but when you're only fighting 2 times a year.
He had 16 fights in that time, so a little over 2 a year average.
Right.
But you got to figure in to not lose for that long. I mean, we're talking a combat sport. You slip up, catch a shot on the chin, you're done. You're getting in the cage with somebody who's going to rip your head off. And if you look at his stature, he's not, he's not like Brock Lesnar where he's yoked.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, like,
He's,
Muhammad Ali won 31 straight fights.
it's fair. But like I said,
Wasn't Mayweather
martial
50
arts,
when he retired?
I don't think that he's ever lost.
MMA is a lot more difficult of a sport than boxing.
That's an opinion.
I mean, it's a very valid one.
It can be. It depends on the matchup. Like they talk about it all the time that if you match up inappropriately with your person, then you're gonna lose. Like at the end of the day, the most dominant MMA fighters are usually really good at jiu-jitsu and they're really good at wrestling. But if they go, I've seen plenty of UFC fights where if they go up against a pure striker, they usually don't fare well because they can't get close enough to do their grappling.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
now you're taking that skill set
That's
and making it so it's only striking, and then you're going to say that it's way easier than the thing that the just striking has completely eliminated by. It doesn't really make sense in
that.
the grand scheme of things.
I'm thinking that's exactly what happened in the O'Malley fight just recently. He said he wanted to keep the fight upright because if they ever got to the mat, then it was over for him.
Right. I mean, pure strikers in
And Sugar Shane O'Malley is a fucking pure striker.
right, and then the people in that sport who aren't, usually it's a 50-50 shot. Like the most of the upsets that happen in the UFC are strikers going against like long-time jiu-jitsu people, and they just can't get a wrap on them, and then they just knock them out with a haymaker. No, I'm not saying it's not difficult. I'm just saying I don't think that you can say MMA is way harder than boxing.
I think there's more to it, and it requires more technique, in my opinion.
Okay.
I mean, that's just the way I look at it. Is in boxing, you're protecting against punches, absolutely, but you can just as easily get taken down. And the fact that he mastered both standing up and being taken down puts him in a different class.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with that. I was
You know what I'm
purely
saying?
debating your MMA's harder thing. I'm not going to debate. Like I don't think. I mean, I see your perspective because there's a reason why Floyd Mayweather has elected to box every time that he's gone against an MMA person.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, also that speaks to the dominance of boxing, like being the heaviest hitter, being the best striker. I think it takes more skill than being an all-around martial artist.
But he's doing both, is what I'm saying.
Right. No, I'm not knocking Anderson Silva. I was just directly comparing boxing to MMA.
Yeah, no, and it's apples and oranges. You can't. There's different things boxers do that MMA fighters don't scratch the surface of.
Right.
You know, but I think in terms of dominating his sport, he was able to be, because a lot of these fighters you look at, it's usually one sided, like you said with O'Malley.
Mm-hmm.
If he goes to the ground, he knew he was in trouble.
Yeah.
Anderson excelled on the ground, but was a better striker than 3/4 of his class. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He
So
excelled on the ground, but he could kick the shit out of you standing up too.
Yeah, he mastered both. So when I compare him to Ali, I think Silva is more of an athlete because standing up, I think he could go with Ali in his prime. If they're both in their prime, I think he could go the distance with Ali.
And this is obviously assuming that they're able to be in the same weight class because Ali's a big motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in their
Alright,
prime.
So let's kind of throw that to like Tyson instead of Ali. Because Tyson was kind of he was
Tyson
a smaller.
is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. But wasn't Silva? Is he a middleweight?
Middleweight, and he fought light heavyweight.
Right. So he's like, what's that put him at? Like high 100s?
180, I think.
170. Yeah, 170 to 180.
Right.
And I think heavyweight was like 185 to like.
The one thing that makes me sad whenever I talk about Muhammad Ali is that I was born too late to see the heyday of heavyweight boxing.
Yeah.
The fight nights and
Yeah,
all that.
yeah. Just
So-
just like nobody gives a shit about heavyweight boxing
Oh.
anymore. Like, what was there? Tyson Fury? Like that's it.
Yeah. Middleweight is 170 to 185. Light heavyweight is 185 to 205. So he fought between 170 and 205.
Okay.
Which is cool. It's a fucking insane range for a fucking MMA fighter to
Yeah.
do.
Whereas Ali,
'Cause you gotta think-
well, they could have because Ali fought 215 to 240. His average weight
Right.
during his career was 235.
For Silva to get down to 170 after fighting light heavyweight,
Right.
and that's like
Yeah.
at the most extreme. Like that's
He used
That's
to like
physically
bounce.
taxing.
He used to bounce between it like in between matchups, right? Like he'd go fight middleweight and then go fight light heavy.
Yeah.
yeah,
So he would lose weight and
That's-
gain weight.
Right. That's wild.
that's
No, that's
physically
impressive.
taxing.
That's impressive.
And that's another thing is like we look at guys who, especially in combat sports, not a lot of them fight multiple weight classes. So
Right.
Silva could jump from, 180 and he'd have to put on 10 pounds to fight light heavyweight and then drop it back down again.
Right.
That's
there's
what
a
I'm
lot
saying. That's
No, I mean that's
physically taxing.
that's physically taxing. Most people who change weight classes, they take like a 2-year hiatus to like get in shape for it and then fight.
And then
Right.
it's hard too because if you put on too much fat to try and do it in a shorter period of time, then you're going to be sluggish in your fight. And if you try and take too much off, you're not going to have the energy.
Right.
So there's, I think that's a big thing too is, how often did Ali and Tyson fight out of their weight class? How often do they jump up and drop back down?
Right. No, yeah, you've validated your argument. All right, gentlemen. What did we learn?
That old baseball nicknames would not last in 2023. That's a fact.
That is
Yeah.
a damn fact.
Nico, are you sober enough to remember what you learned?
You know my memory's shot sober or hammered.
But mostly.
Also, for context, people don't think that we're alcoholics or that you guys are alcoholics. Anyways, it is 11:02 p.m. at the time of this recording. So
Yes.
Yeah. And I stopped
It
drinking
doesn't-
an hour ago.
It doesn't help it's on a Wednesday, but,
Right.
it is what it is.
whatever.
make do with
went
what
to
you got.
You went to trivia night. You have your excuse.
Yeah.
Nico, what'd you learn?
Oh shit. Here we go.
That sounded concerning.
No. I learned that growing up playing pickup baseball with you guys gave me some of the best memories of my life.
You learned that?
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Core memories right
That's
there, Trev.
It's emotional, yeah. Core memories.
Core memories with you two.
You know
15
what,
years
though?
ago.
While we're here, I want to give a shout out to Macario, Nader, Bolter, Zach
Brad.
Morris, if you're listening.
Maury,
Brad, they good.
the old bay.
Fucking preppy. Old Bay. Yeah, shout out to you guys. I think that was really all that was consistent. There were so many people that bounced around. Nick,
Eamon.
Jose,
Eamon, Killian,
Killian,
Jose, yeah, Steve.
Travis.
I
No, the other Travis, not you.
yeah, Travis with you.
Oh,
I learned.
first and last.
Yeah, sorry, it's full government. I'll probably cut that out. I learned that James cannot handle going to Chicago.
James thinks he can't handle going to Chicago.
Right. Which I'm just gonna give him credit where credit's due. I mean, if he thinks he can't do it, then he can't do it.
He can't do it, and he's a gigantic pussy.
Well, he doesn't. I have to not go to Chicago for that to be the case, but
Wait, what?
all right, that's it, guys. Thank you very much for this being around for this episode. We'll catch you next time on Short Fat and Balding.